Something strange is moving through the air. And no, this isn't just another astrology update. This is a disruption, an invisible wave that doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't knock, it enters. And the moment it does, something in you shifts. Quietly, but permanently, like waking up in a house where the furniture looks the same, but nothing feels right. Venus just crossed into one of the most mysterious zones in the sky, Revati Nakshatra. And whether you believe in this or not, it doesn't care. It's already tuning your energy like a radio station flipping static into signal. Some people will feel a soft pull, others will feel their entire emotional compass tilt. Either way, the change is in motion. You're standing at the edge of something ancient. And if you ignore this, you might miss the message that was meant to reroute your fate. This isn't some horoscope fluff. This is a pulse that bends time, memory, love, and thought. And the scariest part, it doesn't ask you to notice, it waits to see if you're ready to. Reality isn't breaking, it's rearranging, and the ones who aren't paying attention will wake up one day wondering when the world shifted beneath their feet. So before we go deeper, stop scrolling. Like this video if your body has already felt something weird these past few days. Subscribe if you don't want to miss what comes next. And drop the number 77 in the comments if you're ready to trust the signs and help spread this message before it's too late. Because by the time you finish this video, Venus will already be done choosing who heard the call. Now, let's begin. Because what's happening isn't just written in the stars, it's crawling under your skin, and the deeper we go, the more you'll see. It's already begun. Number 1. The audio glitch in the Matrix. Why sounds are off. Lately, something's been off, and not in a dramatic, loud way. It's subtle, eerie. You're hearing things you can't explain. A high-pitched tone in your left ear that comes out of nowhere, then vanishes like a ghost that didn't want to be caught. A voice calling your name when no one is around. A song playing randomly that suddenly feels like it was written for you, striking too deep, too perfectly. Words spoken by others that don't hit the same anymore. They land differently, almost delayed, like the message was meant for someone else, or another version of you. You might ask yourself, am I imagining this? Am I going crazy? No, you're not. What you're experiencing is real, but it doesn't belong to the physical world alone. The frequency grid around you is warping, shifting, and Venus in Revati isn't smoothing it over. It's intensifying it. Think of it like this. You're inside a room full of radios, and every station is slightly out of tune. You're not hearing noise, you're hearing crossed signals. And your spirit? It's the antenna. This energy makes your life feel like a hallway where the walls whisper, not shout. Where sounds come not just from the world, but from beyond it. You'll talk to someone and their voice will feel different, not because they've changed, but because you have. Your perception is recalibrating. The universe is now speaking to you through tone, not content. It's not about what's being said, it's about the echo underneath, the space between the words, the tremble in someone's laugh, the crack in a strong voice. That's where the truth lives now. Have you noticed someone saying something completely normal, yet it hits you like a spiritual slap? You're not overreacting. That's your intuitive hearing opening up. It's like you've grown ears behind your ears, ears that don't listen to language, but to energy. Some of you are scared, wondering if this means you're being haunted or targeted. You're not. You're being tuned. Your soul is becoming a receiver for hidden meaning. You've entered a phase where information is no longer delivered in the ways you're used to. It won't come through logic. It'll come through vibration. You'll hear a laugh and feel sadness. You'll hear silence and sense a scream underneath. That's the whispering hallway, a world where the outer voice is only half the story and the rest lives in the unseen vibration behind it. Venus in Revati is like a cosmic DJ remixing your entire soundscape. Conversations will start to feel offbeat. Songs will play at the perfect time, as if your Spotify is synced with your soul. You might even start hearing your own voice differently, hollow, heavy, or more vibrant than usual. That's not mood, that's resonance. And here's the truth. Once you start noticing this shift, you won't be able to unhear it. Just like you can't go back to thinking a whisper is just a whisper once you've realized it was a warning all along. You've entered the realm of vibration, and vibration never lies. Number 2. Manifestation without trying, the throwaway spell. Have you ever said something just to be funny, just to fill the silence, and then it happened? You laughed and said, "Watch, I bet they'll cancel." And then the text came through. "Hey, can we reschedule?" Or maybe you joked, "Imagine if I just randomly bumped into them." And not even a day later you did, accidentally. Or so you thought. This isn't luck, and it's definitely not coincidence. This is manifestation without the ceremony. No candles, no rituals, no scripting under the full moon. This is raw, immediate, energetic efficiency. Right now, your words are skipping the middleman, sliding past intention and diving straight into creation. In this Revati corridor, Venus is thinning the veil between thought and outcome. What used to take focus, repetition, and ritual now slips out in your sarcasm, in your throwaway jokes, in those offhand remarks you didn't mean to mean. And yet, the universe hears them loudest. Why? Because they're unfiltered. They come from the subconscious, the deeper layer, the real you. You might wonder, wait, isn't manifestation supposed to be about clarity, about setting goals, visualizing? That's one path, but this is different. This is the path of energetic surrender. When you stop gripping, when you stop forcing, your energy flows. The moment you stop micromanaging your outcomes, life finds a way to deliver what your soul quietly asked for, long before your mind even caught up. Imagine your words are arrows. When you aim too hard, your hand shakes. When you let it fly casually, without fear, without tension, it hits the target with surprising accuracy. That's what's happening now. You say, "Ugh, I need a break." And the universe says, "Okay, I'll clear your schedule." You say, "Watch, I'll probably see them today." And the universe whispers, "Let's make that happen." It's not magic, it's momentum. The less resistance you offer, the faster energy moves. Here's the kicker. This energy doesn't respond to performance. It responds to truth. And sometimes your most honest desires are hidden in the things you joke about, the things you say when you're not trying to manifest, those slip-ups. They're not accidental, they're declarations, and declarations vibrate louder than requests. Your spirit knows what it wants, even when your mind pretends not to. That's why these moments feel spooky. That's why you'll start to second-guess everything you say, because your casual words are no longer just noise, they're casting ripples into reality. So, should I be careful with what I say? Yes and no. Be aware, not afraid. The power isn't in silence, it's in alignment. Speak from truth, not fear. Let your words come from the core, not the ego. And if something weird flies out of your mouth, don't panic. Pay attention. You might have just cast a spell without realizing it. This isn't about effort anymore. It's about energetic clarity. Speak with care, think with presence, and laugh, because now even your jokes are becoming reality. Number 3, love is dissolving, so the truth can surface. You thought it was love. You thought it was them. But now, something quiet inside you is whispering the truth. Maybe you weren't in love with the person. Maybe you were in love with the story. A beautiful, imagined script. One where they were everything you needed, where the future looked like something from a dream you didn't want to wake up from. But now, the dream is fading. Slowly. Not with a bang, but like an old photograph losing color. You stare at them across the room, or maybe through a memory, and suddenly, they feel unfamiliar. Some people are waking up next to someone and realizing they're lying beside a stranger, not because the person changed, but because the illusion is wearing off. Others are grieving a love that never really existed, not in reality, but in the version they built in their mind, that version you dressed up in hope, that version you defended with excuses, that version you held onto because letting go would have meant admitting you were wrong. Was I lying to myself? Not exactly. You were surviving. You were projecting your highest hopes onto the screen of another human. You weren't crazy. You were trying to feel safe, feel wanted, feel chosen. But this Venus in Revati energy, it's ruthless in its clarity. It isn't here to destroy love. It's here to dissolve the lies wrapped around it. And that's the pain you're feeling right now, not heartbreak, unmasking. Because the grief isn't really about losing them. It's about realizing who you had to become to keep them. The version of yourself that smiled when you wanted to scream. The version that pretended to be unbothered. The version that toned down your truth just to avoid pushing them away. That version is collapsing now, not because you failed, but because that performance is no longer sustainable. Your soul is too tired to act. The mask is too heavy to carry. But if I take off the mask, will they still love me? That's the question. And it's terrifying. Because if the only version of you they loved was the edited one, was it love or was it convenience? This energy doesn't want you to stop loving. It wants you to love without performing. To be in connection, not character. To show up flawed, human, raw, and still feel worthy of being held. For some, this means the bond will deepen. When the fog clears, the truth will shine brighter than the illusion. For others, the connection will quietly fade, not because it was fake, but because it wasn't strong enough to survive the weight of reality. And the strangest part, you might not even feel like crying. You might just feel done. Done performing, done hoping, done shrinking. This isn't the end of love. It's the beginning of real love. Love without masks. Love that begins with you. Number 4. The isolation isn't avoidance, it's alignment. You've been pulling away lately, skipping calls, ignoring texts, saying maybe when you know deep down it's a no. And part of you is wondering, am I losing it? Am I falling apart? But the truth is, you're not breaking. You're aligning. Avoiding the world doesn't mean you're antisocial, lazy, or disconnected. It means you're being called. The noise outside, it's just become too loud for the voice inside to break through. This isn't avoidance, it's a spiritual recalibration. You might find yourself sitting in silence and realizing you're craving it more than company. The shows you used to binge, suddenly dull. The people you couldn't wait to see now feel like static. And the small talk, it's unbearable. Not because you're bitter, but because it no longer feeds your soul. This is not depression, this is distillation. Like a drop of ink in water, your energy is slowly separating itself from what's no longer true. Venus in Revati is like a cosmic tuning fork striking the center of your being. It's not here to cheer you on, it's here to quiet the room so you can finally hear what's already inside. You are becoming hypersensitive, but not in the fragile way society tries to shame, in the way that makes you dangerously self-aware. You'll notice the subtle things now, the unspoken tension in a room, the fake laugh in a friend's voice, the heaviness behind someone's "I'm fine." You're not imagining these things. You're evolving into someone who sees between the words, someone who feels between the spaces. You might cry over something small, a random memory, a song you've heard 100 times, suddenly cracking you open. You might stare at the wall for 30 minutes, then blink like you time-traveled. You might start journaling halfway through a thought, as if your hand knew what to say before your mouth did. And you'll wonder, is this what awakening feels like? Yes, but not the dramatic, cinematic kind. The quiet kind, the sacred kind, the kind that doesn't ask for permission. This is a portal. But here's the thing, you have to enter it. If you drown in distractions, scrolling, noise, shallow conversations, you'll miss it. The portal doesn't shout, it waits. And the moment you choose stillness, the moment you decide not to numb yourself for one night, that's when it opens. This energy is not punishing you. It's protecting you. It's pulling you back from everything that used to define you, so it can show you who you really are. So don't fight the pull. Don't shame yourself for needing space. Don't question why the world feels too loud right now. That silence you're chasing isn't a void. It's an invitation, and when you finally accept it, everything will begin to make sense. Number 5. Green, the color of alignment, not coincidence. Just when you think the energy has calmed down, green starts to appear, not subtly, not slowly, but everywhere. A stranger walks past in a neon green hoodie. You grab a snack you didn't plan to buy, and the wrapper is bright emerald. A traffic light seems to hold longer than usual while you're lost in thought. You scroll your feed, and the only color that jumps out, that same electric green. Is it just aesthetic, just design, just coincidence? No, it's a signal, a celestial nudge. Venus isn't using words right now. It's speaking in frequency, in symbols, in colors. And green is the loudest frequency pulse it's sending through the grid. This isn't just about nature or freshness. This isn't just about growth or healing, although it is all those things too. This is about synchronization. Every time green appears, it's like a thread tightening in the invisible weave of your timeline. You're not just watching the world. You're watching your world click into place, frame by frame, one coded flash at a time. You might be wondering, why green? Why now? Because green is the color of the heart, the 4th chakra, the center of balance, of love, of intuition, and right now, Venus is using it as a spiritual highlighter, marking the exact moments you're meant to notice. Think of it like GPS breadcrumbs laid out across your reality. Every appearance of green says, this is where your attention belongs. You think of someone and see green in that exact moment. Text them. That's the energy pushing you to reconnect. You hesitate on a decision and a green flash passes your vision. Move forward. That hesitation just got answered. You feel stuck, and suddenly green surrounds you, in signs, in clothing, in packaging. Don't stop. You're already on the path. That's your confirmation. That's your coded yes. Some will say this is delusion, that it's pattern seeking. But here's the truth. Reality always speaks to those who are paying attention. What others dismiss as coincidence, the aligned recognize as conversation. You're not just observing nature anymore. You are becoming the nature of your desire. You're syncing with the energy you once thought was out of reach. Not by chasing it, but by recognizing it, aligning with it, trusting the feedback loop. Green is the mirror. Green is the echo. Green is the whisper from the universe saying, you're getting warmer. So pay attention, not from fear, but from reverence, because the more you notice, the more it shows. This is how energy speaks when it's too sacred for words. When you see green, don't just glance, respond, because the universe is pointing and you're standing in the middle of a divine conversation. The only question now is, are you ready to answer back? Number 6. Memory distortion, when the past starts rewriting itself. You might suddenly feel like you've stepped into an alternate version of your own past. A memory you used to replay with crystal clarity now feels foggy, like someone rewrote the scene while you were asleep. You remember the conversation, the place, the moment, but something about it feels off. The emotions don't match anymore. You'll find yourself asking, did that even happen the way I remember it? This isn't forgetfulness. This isn't a lapse in memory. This is energetic realignment. And it's one of the stranger, more disorienting effects of Venus in Revati Nakshatra. It doesn't just tweak your present, it quietly rewrites your relationship with the past. Think of your memory like a house you've lived in for years. Each room contains a moment, a story, a feeling. But now, you open the door to one of those rooms, and it's been rearranged. The furniture's been moved. Some things are gone. Some look unfamiliar. That's what's happening inside you. The furniture of your memory is being reorganized by a higher version of you, one that's no longer emotionally bonded to what once was. Why is this happening now? Because the version of you who lived those moments is no longer the one running the show. You've outgrown that version, and as your energetic frequency changes, your memory naturally begins to shift to reflect that. Venus governs love, beauty, desire, but in Revati, the final nakshatra, she's not decorating, she's deconstructing, unraveling, refining. This transit is like a spiritual editor going through your mental archives, crossing out the dramatics, softening the traumas, and highlighting only what's useful for the soul you're becoming. You might wonder, but if I can't trust my memories, how do I know what's real? Here's the truth. Memory was never meant to be a perfect record. It's a mirror of your consciousness at the time. It reflects what you needed to see, not always what actually happened. And now that your emotional needs have evolved, your inner mirror is changing shape. What once looked like betrayal may now look like protection. What once felt like love may now feel like performance. And what once haunted you might now feel hollow. This isn't regression, it's integration. You're not erasing your past, you're reclaiming it, on your own terms. So if you find yourself spacing out, reliving an old moment, and suddenly thinking, that didn't happen the way I thought, don't panic. Don't force the memory back into its old box. Let it float. Let it dissolve. Let it reshape itself into the version that honors your growth. Because this isn't a glitch, it's a blessing. Your soul is doing cleanup work. It's clearing corrupted files, realigning timelines, and polishing your truth so you no longer carry the weight of outdated scripts. What's real now is what aligns with your highest self. And the rest? Let it fade. Let it be rewritten. Because your story isn't over. It's just finally being told correctly. Number 7. Sudden romantic obsession, then instant disinterest. Out of nowhere, their name shows up in your mind like a song stuck on loop. An old flame, an ex you thought you were done with, maybe even a stranger you barely spoke to, but suddenly they're everywhere. In your dreams, on your feed, in your memories. You scroll through old messages. You search for signs. You wonder, why now? What does this mean? Should I reach out? And then, nothing. Just as quickly as the obsession arrived, it disappears. The pull fades. The urgency dissolves. You wake up one day and feel nothing at all. And you ask yourself, was that real? Why did I feel it so deeply if it wasn't meant to last? This wasn't about them. It was about what was still stuck in you. Venus in Revati is flushing out buried emotional residue, attachments you didn't even know you were still carrying. It's like your soul running a fever to burn off a lingering virus, that sudden surge of longing. It wasn't an invitation, it was a purge, a final emotional detox. Don't chase it, don't dramatize it, don't mistake it for fate. It was never meant to lead to reconnection. It was the wave that clears the shore before new energy arrives. Let it rise, let it sting, let it go. Because if you felt it, it means it was still taking up space inside you. And now, you're finally free. Number 8, a sudden need to change your appearance. You wake up one morning and suddenly, nothing fits. Your favorite outfit feels wrong. Your hair irritates you. The reflection in the mirror looks familiar, but not right. It's not that you want to look better. You want to look real. Because something inside of you has changed, and now your outer shell feels like it's betraying who you've become. This isn't about vanity, it's identity shedding. Venus, the planet of beauty and self-image, is now moving through Revati, the final nakshatra. And this energy doesn't beautify, it reveals. It pulls the curtain back and asks, is this still you? Or is this just what you got used to seeing? That sudden urge to change your style, to cut your hair, to shift how you carry yourself, it's not random. It's your soul trying to realign your reflection with your evolution. It's your spirit whispering, let me out. I've outgrown this costume. So listen, express, transform, not for them, not for applause, but for you. This isn't about being seen, it's about recognizing yourself again. So as we come to the end of this journey, remember, none of these shifts are random. If you've felt the whispers, the disconnections, the strange emotional surges, it's because something deeper is trying to realign you. Venus in Revati isn't here to entertain, it's here to evolve you. If this message resonated with you, drop the number 77 in the comments to show you're aligned and aware. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it before the window closes. Because the universe is speaking, and you were meant to hear this.